Why does one party seem to be messaging to women from the waist down only? I appreciate people who talk to women head, heart, mind, body, soul. And I would like to see anybody's polling, and I mean anybody's polling, in the last 5 years, let alone last 5 days or 5 months, that shows that contraception and abortion are anywhere in the top 5. They simply are not, and everybody knows it. And so I think, well, a number of women have been insulted by that, because it's fine to talk about any public policy issue. But to pretend that we have the luxury in this nation as women, who are incredibly economically vulnerable, and is absolutely correct. And it's not just the lower educated, lower income. The economic vulnerability for women that's always been there, but they mask very well, they can't hide anymore, because it's about hanging onto your house and your job and affording not life's luxuries, forget that, food and fuel, the daily consumables. And so with the average woman really trying to think about how to afford the daily consumables like food and fuel, can you eke out some kind of summer vacation by car this year? Can you treat the kids to a ballet lesson or you know, the $150 you have to pay for soccer registration? To think that they are going to stop and focus on contraception and abortion is frankly insulting. Let me just say, there's a vote today in the United States House, and it's about the fact that D.C., where we're sitting, has absolutely no abortion policy whatsoever. There's just no abortion law in D.C. So this law that's being considered in the House today is, I never know the names of it, but capable pain law. And it's just basically, you know, end abortion at 20 weeks with the exception of life of the mother in D.C. So there are people who believe that there is a war on women's sex selection and no abortion law, that there's a different war on unborn, you know, an unborn baby.
Well,
so yeah, that's got to be respected too.
Let's let Anna get her war in here. I think she might have a few things to say.
Yes, well, and respectfully, I disagree, Kellyanne, about the role that this issue plays. There is no question that if you say, what's the most important issue facing this country, or in your lives personally, women are going to say the economy, jobs, struggling to get by day to day. But as an indicator of the values of candidates or elected officials, these issues are really important. And so, because it says something about women's right to self-determination and, you know, putting abortion aside, certainly when it comes to birth control, it is non-controversial that women should have the right to control their access to birth control. As you know, Steve King thinks we should repeal Griswold versus Connecticut and let the state regulate birth control among married couples. So there is, you know, a very strong belief in sort of self-determination in that respect. Moreover, particularly when it comes to defunding Planned Parenthood, which is a very, very well-respected organization with a very strong brand, people see it as a health clinic where women, low-income women, get health care. And so it's mystifying why we would defund these organizations. They don't, even when you, and I've done this in this public, you know, and this survey's public, an experiment where you leave in and then leave out the fact that some Planned Parenthood clinics provide abortion. It doesn't make any difference in people's level of support for funding Planned Parenthood. And then if you take the economic piece, it's not just sort of Lilly Ledbetter. It's looking at, for example, a Scott Walker, who under the cover of night basically makes it harder for women to sue in courts around wage discrimination, as well as, you know, if you look at the layoffs and the cuts in Wisconsin disproportionately impacting women. There is a narrative about women and sort of self-determination and their ability to sort of be treated equally economically that is a very powerful indicator of whether it's a Republican candidate you're running against or an incumbent.